Aquarius, your energy feels drawn out, long and drawn out, or you may be feeling that something in a relationship is long and drawn out. Some of you may have Saturn placements with someone in a synastry or composite chart, but anyhow, the energy just feels drawn out. We have the Hierophant here in reverse. Wow. Taurus energy. I don't know. This is it's kind of indicating, you know, some glue. The adhesive is not adhesiving. All right, the glue that keeps people together is not gluing y'all together here. That's what I'm getting. This isn't looking too good. We have the Ten of Swords here reversed, so I don't really feel like you care about something here, or you're not internalizing it. This is like, to me, like a breaking down of a relationship, and it's just kind of like, I don't got no worries, I don't really care. All right, this could even be an energy of a long time coming. Granted, before I did your reading, Capricorn, I had Transformers, Robots in Disguise, Bet, Boop, and Buy. So it was just kind of like a situation was kind of causing people to become emotionally cold. And that's dangerous. You could be dealing with someone with Cancerian placements. You may have Cancer placements somewhere throughout your chart. But Aquarius energy is metro banging, okay, where there is no emotions. It's just cold and distant at this point. Yeah, we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is a single card, single energy, focusing on the self. And whatever that means for everyone is different with that. For me, that talks about the gym. That talks about me reading, writing, just being in my own bubble, minding my business, taking care of my dogs, paying my bills, and going to sleep. Everyone's Nine of Pentacles energy is different, but this is definitely talking about single energy. Because in the event that this was reversed, the Ten of Swords would be upright, the Hierophant would be upright, and you would be in Ten of Swords energy, my friend. And the Ten of Swords for an Aquarius energy, that is death. Death by the mind, okay? That is you losing your mind, going crazy. It's just not good energy. So I would surmise that some of you are coming to the conclusion that relationships are not in your best interest. And I always feel that way about Aquarius energy, especially when it comes to like one-on-one relationships. Sure, you guys can have friends, acquaintances, friends with benefits, emphasis on the word friends, but when it comes to like emotionally investing in people, like truly, that's just not in your nature to do, period and dot. And it also kind of feels like Libra energy, like kind of being out of your equilibrium. Like I'm also kind of looking at, I'm definitely getting your energy. It's like I'm seeing you as like a machine. I'm seeing you as a machine, and it's like relationships to your machine is like dust particles or viruses, and we already know what happens. You know, your technology is going to decline slowly but surely, right? Pop-ups are going to start taking over. You know, computers are going to start moving slow. Nobody goes and buys a computer or a laptop right away, so you kind of start dealing with the slowness and the annoyingness, and your machine's dying. It's consumed with viruses until eventually, depending on your financial situation, you go and just replace it completely. You don't try to get it. Some people may try to, if they're trying to revive a relationship, right? They may try to get it cleaned to, you know, preserve the technology. They don't want to go buy a new one, start over, in other words. Others of you are like, yeah, I'm just gonna throw this whole thing away and just buy a new computer. So to me, this is an energy where it's giving new me, new vibes, okay, whatever, single new me vibes, because I don't think that you want to clean out the viruses in your system. I don't think you want to work on the situation with someone, because it's just who's to say you get your viruses or your computer cleaned and it starts working, you know, as, you know, designed? Who's to say? There's no guarantee with that here. So some of you, I kind of feel like you're betting on yourself here. We have, which is Leo energy with the speculative gains, we have the Wheel of Fortune coming out in the reverse. You see what I'm saying? For some of you too, I'm kind of getting like a surrender vibe. Like it kind of feels like this Wheel of Fortune, it's like the hot stove analogy I like to use. It's you know, you put your hand on the stove, you know your hand's going to get burnt. It kind of feels like with you, you may be realizing with relationships with a particular person, or just relationships in general, it's like you putting your hand on the stove and it's like you know better. I'm also too with the Ten of Swords, it kind of feels like electrocution. But this could also be like the brain being fried, or you just, you know, having a mental breakdown, or you just being mentally overwhelmed and overstimulated to where you're not able to do anything. And then at this point, it's like self-destructive. Something about relationships or someone in particular is just not good for you here. All right. Yeah, we also have the Five of Pentacles coming out in the reverse as well. Yeah, look at this. Queen of Pentacles. Wow. Queen of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Pentacles here and the Queen of Pentacles. Those are the only two upright cards. And the Nine of Pentacles grows into the Queen. All right. And this is, I'm looking at this as someone doing this alone. Very interesting. I could look at this as being single, and then the Queen of Pentacles usually is married or has children. So you know, this could be talking about being single and then, you know, some type of long-term commitment, a cycle or a season, a reason for the season, divine, like a time of you kind of going through failed relationships and this, that, and the third, feeling overwhelmed, giving more than you're receiving, being stressed out, trying to figure it out, trying to make yourself become somebody that you're not. This could even be an energy where you may attract people who are literally like you, but you may be in Leo energy, which is your opposite, kind of refusing to, like in denial about a certain aspect of yourself. So of course, you're going to attract people who play out what you don't see within yourself, right? So if it's just like you attracting emotionally unavailable people, distant people, uncaring people, aloof people continuously, and you're too busy trying to be someone that you're not, which would kind of be like Leo energy, you know, you may be coming to a point where you're like, okay, this aloofness, this emotionally distant energy that I'm constantly attracting, maybe that's who I am. And that's why it's, you know, keep coming out. So that could be an energy where you're just kind of like, I don't know, but I kind of get more so an energy of just accepting singlehood and doing this for a long time. Nine of Pentacles kind of is like the, what is it? The maiden to me. Queen of Pentacles is more of like the mother, and then there's the crone. But I kind of feel like some of you are doing this alone, like being single for a long time. Nine of Pentacles and then Queen of Pentacles. Like this is a long time to me. La, 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 la. Let's see. Let's get your oracles. The extended reading will be available on YouTube members or Patreon. Link in the description box below. Aquarius. So it says moved on and haven't looked back. You see what I'm saying? Moved on and haven't looked back. So, I mean, some of you may have already moved on. Some of you are in the process of moving on. And I'm here to tell you that this is going to be like a situation that's long term. Like, so some of you may be deciding, I'm single. Some of you are aware, others of you, it's unbeknownst to you, but it's going to be for a very long time. Pentacles are very long. This represents years. So Pentacles and Tarot represent years. So this is to me a long time. And it's, to me, this is also kind of giving Scorpio energy, where there is something that is changing for sure that you can't go back on. You know, something is ending. You can't bring it, you know, you can't revive it. Something is dead. You cannot bring it back from the dead. This is kind of the vibe. So I'm getting Scorpio. I mentioned Leo. We do have Taurus here, which I have to, you know, that means Scorpio is here because of the Taurus energy, but the Wheel of Fortune is all the signs. This is also talking about divine time. This is also talking about astrology as well. Some of you also, side note, has nothing to do with relationships, but maybe so. Yeah, I don't know, something about the 2nd or the 7th house too, but some of you also may be done with astrology as well. Some type of belief system or some type of, I will say either 9th house placements or Sagittarius placements. Something about that is changing. It kind of reminds me of when I finally decided, like, I'm not Christian. Like, that was a big deal for me, and I haven't looked back since. But that was a big deal. It's like, to me, it's declaring one's independence. We have baffled as to why you genuinely don't care. You see that emotional unavailability and just aloofness. You may be attracting relationships constantly like that. And I granted, you are like that, right? But you may not have been aware of that. Or you, I don't know, maybe some of you have been aware of it, but still kept trying anyway, and you try to put on a different mask, Leo energy, but it's still not working. Or this is genuinely someone who's baffled as to why you don't care, whereas before you did, and that's why you were in 10 of Swords energy, 5 of Pentacles energy, because I feel like some of you may have been trying to prove a point. And I don't feel like you're trying to prove that point. What is Leo's reading? Your opposite, here for a good time and not a long time. Wow. We have bringing up the past, but claiming you forgave them. So this is Cancerian energy. To me, this is the past repeating itself, but claiming that you moved on from it. But to me, that also gives Cancer energy. Cancer's reading was not worth the energy. Should you stay or should you go? Interestingly enough, I was getting Leo energy from Cancer as well. So yeah, Cancer energy, and I already mentioned Capricorn as well. We have refusing to accept incompatibility. So yeah, you are incompatible with someone, and this may have been a long drawn out process for you to finally come to terms with this shit. All right, this also too can give me a vibe where if you have been looking into astrology charts, compatibility, synastry, or compository charts with someone, everything looks good on paper, but it's not translating in the physical. So it's just kind of like some of you may also be kind of getting fucked up mentally because you need a solution, right? Your energy needs a solution, but there's no solution here. It's like something on paper says compatible, but in reality it's incompatible. So that may be what is kind of causing like it's like trying to make your computer's kind of freezing up and you're trying to click on more shit. It's like you're confusing or overloading the system. It hasn't even responded to the first demand, right? That's kind of what I'm getting from this as well. So I feel like you may be letting something go here. We do have liking others' pictures, so you may be, you know, flirting with other people, seeing other people, kind of realizing that, you know, there's plenty of fish in the sea. All right. We also have unable to fathom why they're not getting their way. So somebody is definitely bothered. I feel like that card came out for someone else as well. Somebody is also mad that you are dating others, or you're dating others, or you are single to do that. This also kind of feels like someone who, like I said, you may have attracted someone who doesn't care, right? And it's like they weren't worried about you, right? They weren't worried about you at all, for real. If you do have Cancer placements, they weren't worried about you at all. So, you know, maybe you guys are kind of like, all right, I'll just move on and date others or whatever the case is. And it's almost like now somebody cares about it. Now somebody's worried about it. Or simply someone is just mad they're not getting their way because you're not doing what you usually do. And I feel like some of you may have been in Leo energy, like just trying to put on a mask and trying to fit in, and or you could have been dealing with a Leo who kind of wanted all of the attention, energy from you, whatever else, and that you weren't getting anything in return. This also feels like feeling single in a relationship kind of vibe. So it's just kind of like, why not just be single? Why be in a relationship, quote unquote, and feeling alone? I might as well just be the fuck alone, right? We have the Three of Wands trying to come out with the Strength card here. Yeah, to me, this is giving that, I can kind of do bad by myself vibes. That's the vibe here. So I'm going to get into this in the extended.